Alright, it's been a while. I've been busy with life. I am a busy, busy boy. But, next up, we're gonna move on to Ernest Timmons. Now, Ernest Timmons was caught in Ocean County, New Jersey. Jersey, as losers like to say. But, he was one of the many military predators caught on the show. He was a technical sergeant, I believe. He's dead. He passed away back in '07, September 7th of 2007, I believe, which was a day after my 7th birthday. I don't know what I was doing that day, but I don't know, just it's one thing that's nice about like when a lot of these things took place was it was around like my birthday. So like I can kind of have an idea of what I was doing at this time. What happened to these predators was happening around the same time. So it's kind of cool that I can, use that as a landmark in my head. But Timmons, as I just mentioned, is no longer with us. But that's besides the point. Thank you to Underworld for uploading this 7 years ago. 1.5 million views. But let's hop into this.
Okay, that's gonna be Joker. He's supposed to be in a mid-sized Chevy, he said.
Here comes another suspect who will also try to play this as a big misunderstanding. He's 33-year-old Ernest Timmons, a mechanic for the United States Air Force. Calling himself Joker 34, he's been chatting online about having sex with a girl who tells him she's 13.
I think Lorne was also a mechanic in the Air Force for a little bit up in Alaska. So Ernst and Lorne have a little bit in common there.
What do you want me to do?
Whatever you want. But I thought you wanted the real thing. Maybe you're just thinking with my head.
No, I want the real thing. I'm scared to get caught with a minor.
Then don't.
Why would you be scared, Ernst? Ernest? I've always called him Ernst. But, Ernie, why would you be scared? Like, you're only scared if, you shouldn't be doing something. Not always. I mean, there's other times to be scared, but this is one of those, you're scared to get caught. You're not scared of the action. You're scared of, the consequences of it. Just a gross abuse of, responsibility and everything. What a fucking scumbag.
Tell anyone.
Then the military man asks the decoy for a photo of her breasts.
Do you have a picture of your boobies I could see?
Okay. I don't know what the fucking noise is. I know a lot of people, kind of see Ernst saying boobies as like a childish language to like greater appeal to the decoy. Boobies is a normal word. It's that or like titties. Titties is a bit aggressive. I've met women that don't like the word titties, and they just refer either like breasts or boobies. And boobies is fun to say. It's genuinely fun to say. Breasts, you need like a degree to say it properly. But boobies? I love saying boobies. It's fun to say. I think people are looking too deep into that one. Because I think boobies is just normal wordage.
Please?
I don't have my camera. You could bring one.
To do what?
To catch some extra charges, man. What else? Oh, you're gonna let me take naked pictures of you, huh? Oh, great. Well, I hit the jackpot. And totally not, a couple of extra charges tacked on top, dummy.
I don't know.
And here he comes, camera at the ready.
Nice.
Online, he told the decoy that he wouldn't be able to stay for long.
Glad you can make it.
Sorry, I'm pausing again. I wouldn't be able to stay for long. Sorry. I gotta commit one of the worst acts that, the general public can agree is pretty bad. But I'm on a... Bitch, I'm on a schedule, alright? I got places to be. I gotta go home to see my family. After I violate my family's trust. What a fucking bum, dude. I'm glad he's dead.
No idle chit-chat for this man. He wastes no time making it clear he wants to get busy.
Come sit down. I made some brownies. You want some?
Oh, no.
Are you sure?
Yeah, can we just go upstairs for a little bit?
Oh, let's just hang out here for a little bit. Why don't you sit down?
Okay.
Can we just go upstairs? I'm gonna rush. I know you said you made these cookies. You didn't. All right, them shits have been sitting there for a while. But like let's go upstairs right now. Right now. Why are you so pushy, Ernst? Do you have somewhere to be? Do your kids have like a school play they gotta go to or some shit, man? A little karate thing that you want to go see? But like, oh no, let me stop and holy shit. What if Ernst was in a rush because he was gonna go see I think he had two daughters, and I don't know how old they were at the time. But what if he was gonna go see like his daughter's like softball game or whatever, and he's on his way home from work, and he's gonna use this same camera to take pictures of this child that he would use at his kid's like softball game or whatever. That's complete speculation. But what if?
Why do you get going here a little bit?
fine. Yeah.
His eyes were bugging out of his head, so I knew he was either gonna do something really quick or he was just gonna take off.
Well, weren't you gonna bring me lotion or anything?
Oh, no, I don't have any.
Oh, because I thought you were gonna teach me some stuff, that's all.
Yeah, is everything okay?
Yeah, everything's fine.
Yeah, actually, everything is just fine, but I need you to have a seat right there, Frank.
Yes, sir.
Put the camera down.
Ernst he was obviously just nervous going in that house. But with Casey just standing on the other end of the bar there, be like, why don't we stay here and talk? Eat one of my brownies. Let's stay here and talk. Did you bring this stuff? No? Oh, that's okay. And, he was getting nervous. But it's like, you're already in the house. You're not going to be able to run away. But then,
Just have a seat, please. Have a seat.
No. Chris walks up, tells him to take a seat, and he just bitches right down. Like, oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're in a suit. I gotta obey. What a fucking bum. And they left the lights on in the kitchen, too. God damn.
Now watch how fast his story changes, from a man appearing eager to take photos of our decoy to a mere victim of circumstance.
Sir, my friend told me to come here to bring the camera and...
Your friend told you to come here?
Yes, sir.
And who's your friend?
A guy named Kevin.
Kevin what? Kevin Westerbeck, perhaps? Kevin Westerbeck was also... he was an accountant for like the Army or whatever. And Ernst was in the Air Force. They got caught at different times at different stings. But it's just kind of funny they had a similar name, or same name.
Kevin. And what's Kevin's last name?
I don't know.
How long have you known this friend, Kevin?
We just met on the base.
So you're going to come in, and you have your camera ready, and you say to...
Hey, I just met this guy 30 minutes ago as I was leaving work, and he asked me to stop by his house and take pictures of this nude child. I was like, yeah, sure, why not? That's on my way home. Like, how? Like, do you really think that answer makes any sort of sense? Unless some guy puts a gun to your head and threatens your family, and he, go commit this crime or otherwise I'll kill your family or whatever. But no, he just asked me to. What? You don't even know his last name, and you're willing to commit a felony for some guy named Kevin you just met? Fucking bum.
The girl who you think is 13, or your friend thinks is 13, that you want to run
exactly.
You want to run upstairs because you only have a little bit of time. Do you see why this does not make sense?
We all know. We all know that Ernie here is a sweater. Dude is drenched. And every time I see Ernie, or just his segment or anything about him, I always think of Mr. Gigi, just saying what are you doing, Ernie? P90X? And it's quite funny. And it's I have lugged my ass up mountains. I have done some pretty strenuous physical activities in summer heat, over 100 degrees, and I've had less sweat on my forehead than Ernie right now. What are you doing, bro?
Yes, sir. I perfectly. Why do you think I'm just as stunned as you are?
Well, you're stunned because you got caught. That's why you're stunned. I think you're telling a big fat lie to me.
Chris makes a good point. Ernie, the only reason your mouth is agape right now and your eyes are wide and you're fucking drenched God damn, is because, this is exactly what you didn't want to happened. Also, he's wearing a fucking Dale Earnhardt hat, which for some reason was like routine on this show. Like, I think that like the most common hat ever seen on this show was a Dale Earnhardt hat.
I'm not telling you lies, sir.
It doesn't make sense.
I know.
I'm sorry for pausing again. I'm not telling you a lie. As I do one of the strongest indicators possible that I'm speaking out of my ass right now, which is the, 8 gallons of sweat that is perspirated. He's not just perspirating. Dude is he has precipitation. He's upgraded his sweating levels. This shit showed up on the forecast, dude.
As the Air Force mechanic sweats profusely, he reveals he's about to be deployed to Iraq.
That's what I wanted to bring up. You mentioned he's about to be deployed. Realistically, with his medical condition, I don't know what it was, but he stopped taking medication. He ended up passing away. They're not going to send you, overseas if you have such a severe condition, because they can't guarantee supply lines. It's not something, they can do. I mean, the military might do that, but to my knowledge, they don't. So, unless you're like one of a kind, the only guy that can, fix the turbine on a F-18 with the stroke of a wrench, maybe, but it doesn't quite add up.
Leave in about a week and a half.
And so you stopped by here for a quickie with a 13-year-old before you went over to Iraq?
No, sir, I was a joke.
It turns out the 33-year-old military man is married. His wife's picture is on the camera.
One, it's a joke. I'm just going to skip over that because I don't even think Ernie knew what he said there. But your wife's picture, I covered this, 10 minutes ago, not even. Your wife's picture? And you're going to do this? Yeah, like, this is, like, what, the same, like, SD card? I don't know what internal memory, I don't know cameras from fucking 20 years ago. But you're really gonna, do that? And your wife's picture is on that camera. You referenced it with Chris. It's not like, let me just grab, a random SD card off my desk. It's, no, I'm going to use this one. So what? My wife is on there. So what? I'll look at a picture of my wife, go 3 pictures to the right, and I'm looking at, CSAM. Fucking scumbag, dude.
Do you have kids?
I have a kid, yes.
You have a kid. How old is your kid?
She's 7.
Why would a man in the military...
A 7-year-old daughter. A young kid. 7. It's best when they have both parents in their life. And it's good that you weren't in their life. But it's a shame that they didn't have a father because of you. That you were willing to throw away, your family, your daughter's childhood, watching your daughter grow up, watching her graduate high school, go to college, all for this. It's such a shame. And I struggle to believe that. Well, I believe it, but I struggle to fathom that. That you have a decent job, you have a wife and a daughter, and you threw it away for what? 720 by 640 picture of a child?
With a wife and child at home, come hustling nervous into this house with a camera and ask a girl you think is 13 to go upstairs to do what?
I don't know.
You don't know. No matter how implausible the man's story is...
You don't know why you wanted to go upstairs? Are you going to play patty cake up there, man? She got a Nintendo 64? You bring your Pokemon cards? What do you mean you don't know? Also, god damn. I always forget how sweaty this guy gets. But you're really gonna just fucking say, I don't know, when you are the one in control in the situation. You are the adult. Oh, I don't know what was gonna happen. I was gonna let the child take the reins. No, you were gonna be in charge. But you were just gonna pretend that the child was for a little bit to appeal to your fantasy. Fucking scumbag.
He sticks to it. Oh, here's something. You seem concerned about seeing those TV shows of people getting caught. Have you watched those shows?
No, sir.
Because you're about to be on one.
I'm going to run that back.
About seeing those TV shows of people getting caught. Have you watched those shows?
No, sir.
Because you're about to be on one.
That is such a good line from Chris. Chris made the show interesting. The amount of one-liners, the amount of zingers, just make the show, kind of bearable. Because without it, it's extremely depressing. Like, yes, it's good to watch these guys get arrested, but at the same time, when you watch them, I don't know what that fucking sound is. But at the same time, when you watch them get out of their car and walk up to the door, to them, they're showing up to a house where they're going to violate a child. They don't know it's a TV show. That's what they've done before. You are watching, the beginnings of a horrible crime starting to take place. And thankfully it's a sting. But, they've done that before with real kids. Walking in the house, just telling the kid, let's just go upstairs. How many real kids have that happen to with Ernie? Or just in general? It's not just catching them, but it's watching how it would unfold. It's kind of a little grimacing when you think about it that way. But I'm glad that we know it. So we know what to look out for. And we know who to clown on. Fucking Ernie. God, get this man a fucking towel.
I'm Chris Hansen with Dateline NBC, and we're doing a story on adults who try to meet kids online for sex.
Oh, please, sir.
That man is fucking drenched. He's going to wipe away 98% sweat, 2% tear. And those tears, if he's even, any real tears. And he's not crying because, he realized he would harm someone. He's crying because he realized he harmed himself. His actions harmed him. That's the only reason he gives a damn. And just him sitting there and do that fake, oh, please, sir. It's just so disingenuous. It's quite agitating, honestly.
I was told as a friend to come over. That was it.
And that's your story.
That's my story.
And you're sticking to it.
Yes, sir.
Now he'll get a chance to tell his story.
He believed his story so much, and he was so innocent that he passed away from stopped taking his medication, essentially a suicide. Not long later. I think about a year after this. But way to go, man. Way to go.
Story to the police.
Police department, down on the ground. Let go of your camera, easy. Yes, sir. Let go, oars behind your back. Relax.
What a fucking... And apparently... Just sitting there doing that fake sobbing crocodile tear bullshit. I see that a lot. I feel sorry for his family. And to my knowledge, and it should stay this way, we don't know the wife or the daughter. I think I mentioned he had 2 daughters. It's only one, I guess. But the fact that we don't know who the family is the best thing that can happen to them. I hate when people drag, family members into this, because it's very much wrong. And the daughter was like 7, 8 at the time. She didn't know the severity of this. To her, this was her dad, her hero, assuming they had a good relationship. And a 7-year-old lost her father because of the father's selfish actions and just a horrible mindset and lifestyle choices. But it's sad to think about, the damage Ernst caused to families. Not just his own, but I'm willing to bet he's not a rookie in this.
The police don't buy his story either.
All right. And now we're going to move on to his chat log. Unfortunately, I don't believe his uncut is out there. I don't believe it was ever out there on like MSNBC Plus service, whatever they had. So unfortunately, this is, I believe, lost to time, as with a lot of things, TCAP. But here we have, we do have a chat log. And the chat log took place March 30th of '07, and he passed away September 7th of '07. So I mentioned a year and a half, closer to half a year. My bad on that. But it's a pretty short chat log. In total, it's 784 lines. So, it's quite quick. And the wiki describes him as a fast mover. So, that's good. But obviously, he messages first. At 3:31 p.m., he says, "Hello, how are you doing? Are you in New Jersey?" And then 5 minutes later, "Hello, anyone home?" Dude, give it 5 fucking minutes, bro. Obviously this was a different time, but text someone, anyone, and wait 5 minutes, and then text them again and be like, "Hey, why haven't you responded yet?" I have people that do that shit to me. It drives me fucking insane. That shit agitates me, dude. And give the person fucking more than 5 minutes, bro. Shut the fuck up. Decoy says, "Sorry, I was feeding my dog." And he says, "What are you doing this weekend?" Oh. Decoy says, "Nothing. What's up with you?" He says, "What do you look like again?" "I have a pic in my profile." "Oh, rock on. Where's your boyfriend?" "My boyfriend's in Washington because we broke up." "Well, I moved. We broke up." And then he says, "Are you a good girl?" And Decoy says, "Sometimes." And he hits back with, "What do you mean sometimes? Name some bad things you do." Is there I definitely feel like the beginning portion of the chat log is missing just by this conversation here. The Decoy was, I believe, 13. But name some bad things you do. Okay, so a 13-year-old. I missed my homework. I said my dog ate it, even though I just fed my dog. I fed him actually my homework. But Decoy's like, "Oh, I don't know. Like having a boyfriend I wasn't supposed to. But that's it. Did you do anything with him?" "Well, duh. He was my boyfriend. Of course I did." "What did you do?" "You there? There? There?" God damn, dude. He's in a rush, man. But he waited a minute. Like he's very pushy. Even in the chat log, he's pushy. He's he's trying to squeeze anything sexual out of the Decoy. He's not asking like, did he do anything sexual? What specific things did you do with him that might be bad? And I think again, he was one of the guys that thinks if the Decoy brings it up first, or if the child brings it up first, it's okay. Because that's kind of the vibe I'm getting off of this. "No, what did you do with him?" "I guess everything." "What is everything? Name some specific things." "We kissed." And then I gotta go pee. "Do? Like what?" "I didn't pay bills, LOL. I don't know who the Decoy was for this, but they really, really made it so the guy would have to mention something sexual first. And while I do like that, I don't like that's not exactly needed, but it is nice to see that they went that extra mile to get the first bit of sexual talk. And then then the Decoy asks, "Are you a spy? Because you're talking in code." He says, "No. Did you have sex or are you a virgin?" Decoy says, "I'm not a virgin." "How old was he?" "How old are you?" "How old was he?" Oh my god, dude. What a pushy little twat. How old was he? He was almost 18. And how old are you? 13. Okay, two things I want to unpack here. Why are there multiple, chat logs where the Decoy, the person playing the Decoy, can set whatever age they want for the theoretical boyfriend that never existed. And I've seen a couple of times where the Decoy's like 13 and they have like an 18-year-old boyfriend. Like, that's a big gap. There's a lot of, growing in mental, facilities that take place during that time period. Why do these guys always, not always, I shouldn't say that, but why is it routine at this point that I've seen my boyfriend was 18 or just turned 18 or we were 17? Why do they put such a large age gap for this hypothetical relationship? I don't get that. I don't like that. Obviously, I know it's hypothetical. I don't like real examples of that. It's obviously fine in the chat log. I don't know. But then he asks, how many boys have you been with? Are you 18? No, I'm 13. Duh, you saw my profile. I'll be 14 in 9 days. How old are you? I am 30. Too old for you. Ernst then says, like you would, ... well, nothing. Is he treating this conversation over a chat log, over a chat in a chat room, the same way you treat a verbal conversation? Like, you put that pause in there, like, as kind of like I want the decoy to ask about why I didn't finish my statement, and I cut it off, instead of just not sending it. Because that sends a message. The great thing about, text messages is that whether or not you send the message dictates a message in its own right. I don't want to get in trouble. What would you get in trouble for? Asking a minor and inappropriate question. Then don't tell anyone. And then he says, like, they can't read your computer, dork. And then 11 seconds later, he says, what size boobs do you have? So, wait, how many times did you ask this question? Because in the voiceover on the show, they said boobies. And here you asked boobs. In case one of the decoys at 32B. Again, I don't know what the fuck that means, dude. I don't know what the fuck that means. But, also, do these guys just know boob size? Like, in like the Predator handbook, is there like a chapter on like boob size? Do you really think a 13-year-old would know positions? Would be just rambling off, oh, we did like missionary, and then we swapped it around, we did doggy for a little bit, and then we swapped it around again, and those are the only two positions I know. But it's like what do you expect, like a fucking like play-by-play rundown of what happened? Like you're reading like the after game report of like an NBA game, and just get like play-by-plays with fucking timestamps. What do you expect at this point? Then same conversation. Ernst says, where are you in New Jersey? I am very easy on the eyes, very well built. So you're hot? Yes. I wouldn't describe Ernst as hot. I would say, he's, I would say Ernst was, somewhat attractive for a 30-year-old dude. He kind of had that face. I'd say it. I'm not gay, but I'd say it. I'm not gay or anything, but I wouldn't describe him as hot. Decoy then says, my mom is in Vegas, and he says, what do you want to do? And again, he's doing that thing where if I don't say what I want to do, it's okay if the child says it, because I'm just, going with the flow. Any ideas? Question marks. Like, god damn, dude. He always does like double question marks. It's a nice way to, keep track of like which questions were his, because I see 2 question marks. But any ideas? I don't know. I don't have anyone to hang out with because the decoy just moved there. Do you have any pics of your body? This is like the fucking... He's asked for pics. I don't, put every point of slight interest in just, for time's sake. But he's asked for pics like every 15 messages. Not even. Every 10. He's like, you got pics? You got pics? You got pics? And the decoy always just says, they're on my fucking profile, dude. You can see them. Yeah, he even says, I seen them. And the decoy says, so what are you doing this weekend? Going to travel around, see some sights. And you? Nothing. I don't have a car. Then find someone to fuck. JK, bad advice. Again, there's that just kidding stuff again. It was James Rutherford that I saw that a lot. And one other chat log. Stephen Buchanan said just kidding quite a bit. And it's very annoying. Because if you're just kidding, you wouldn't type it out. Like, you don't know this person like that. Obviously. It's a child. And he says, can you say it? Can I say what? What you are thinking, and tell me. What do you want me to do? I don't know. I mean, it could be cool to have the real thing. Not that cyber shit, but real stuff. What, like, again, he doesn't want to say what he wants. Because in his simpleton mind, thinks it's okay. Like, he's obviously... This shit agitates me. Like, he obviously knows what he's doing is wrong. He's expressed that belief. But at the same time, he's willing to commit the heinous act. But he wants to do so in a way that he thinks would be, like, legally gray. Like, that's how much of a scumbag this guy is. That he's not just willing to just flat out and do it. He needs to get the most convoluted, roundabout way to commit the crime. Not that it matters. But you're just doing it in such a fucking annoying way. What do you want me to do? Whatever you want. But I thought you wanted the real thing. Maybe you're just dinking with my head. No, I want the real thing. I am scared to get caught with a minor. And he says, could you handle me? I don't know, man. With how much of a timid bitch you see. Ernest Timmons is timid. What do you know? Which how timid you see. What type of question even is that? Like, I'm gonna sit there and be all nervous and, and have my mouth agape. Not because I'm, shocked by beauty or anything, but because I'm a timid little bitch. What have you done so I know? Are you shaved? Then again, sexual talk. So how many times did you guys have sex? Only one guy, but we did it a few times. Missionary? Question mark. Did you suck on his thingy? Dude. Okay, I'm going to revoke my previous statement about how I think boobies is just normal wordage. For me it is. I like the word boobies. It's fun to say. But Ernst is definitely stooping down to like 12-year-old mental capabilities for this. All the blood's going to his penis, man. Could you handle anal? And he was like, I've never tried it. What are you wearing? And then he says, man, I wish you had a cam. Okay, way to go, bud. That doesn't specify, desire to manufacture or anything. He was like, that hurts. Anal hurts, right? And he says, do you have lube? What 13-year-old do you think you're talking to, man? What are you doing? What type of 13-year-olds do you hang out with that have ownership over lube? Do you have pics of your body? Dude, you keep asking, man. Come on, bro. Give it up. And why are you interested in sex? I told you. Because you seem nice. You say you're hot, so why not? True. I could only stay for a little bit, though. What, like, I want to know what he was doing that required him to speedrun a felony. I'm sure it was something with his family. Ernst then says, we don't have to do anal. He was like, okay, because I don't want it to hurt. But if you want to, you have to bring the lube. He says, wonder if my dick goes in and you scream. That would suck. Yeah, for several reasons. How do I know I won't get into trouble? I mean, you are a minor. Are you playing with me? When I get there, a cop is waiting. Duh, I'm talking to a minor about fucking. I'm not a cop. Ernie. It's amazing how much of a fool you have proven to be. Okay, so they're just talking right now. He's talking about coming over. Deke was like, oh, my mom called and all that. He asked, what is your address? What is the city called? What city do you live in? What city are you in, darling? What city are you in? What city? Jesus Christ, man. God damn, dude. I'm telling you, the blood's rushing to his penis. Like, it's rushing there. And he's... his brain's about to suffer from, lack of oxygen. He's choking himself out. Decoy then asks, "What's your name, anyways? I mean, it's cool to hook up, but a name would be nice." Kevin. You can't see it, but I did a little look off to the side, like I'm at the office and I'm looking at the camera. Actually, fun little tangent. No one watches this point, anyways. I see the analytics, so I can talk about whatever the fuck I want to talk about. But I used to have this job. I worked at a convenience store, and we had a lot of weirdos come in. Not weirdos like Ernie here, but like crackheads and stuff. And they would always say like some really stupid shit, or they would just act stupid, and I'd be like, no, I'm not going to sell you your cigarettes if you hand me an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper with your expired photocopied ID on it. But we would do this thing. And anytime something weird happened, we'd look up at the security cameras like it was the office. And we loved doing it. And it was always funny, like, after, like, some crackhead would, like, slap a customer, we got to pull footage and show the cops. And the footage is playing and it shows someone, doing something illegal. And me and my coworker, we see it, we look up at the camera. It was always quite funny. Anyways, Decoy says her name is Michelle. And then, how long does it take to get here? Blah, blah, blah. Kevin, I had to use the potty. Oh, Kevin. Decoy's like, oh, what kind of car do you have? If I had a really nice car, I wouldn't let a friend borrow it. And then he says, what do you know about sex? What have you done? What would you like to learn? He said, it is cool. It's a Chevy. Now, he showed up in like a Chevy Impala. And I think, large sedans like the Panther platform and all that, I think that they are quite cool, and I'm very sad that sedans are going away. I'm actually quite hurt by that. But unless it's like the SS, I wouldn't even say this is, a cool car. Like, it's standard traffic. It's like a Ford Focus now. Like, it's generic city traffic. So he's just going on about what have you done, all that, blah blah blah. And here's after seeing those TV shows of people getting caught, like, I don't want to get in trouble. And he's like, I wish you had a cam so I could see you. What is your name again? How do you forget, man? And also, just scroll up, dude. It's kind of disrespectful. Do you have a picture of your boobies I can see? There's that line, baby. March 30th, 07 at 4:59, 24 seconds. At night. What a fucking dweeb, man. I hate that I defended that it was normal speak earlier, because it's either boobies or titties with these guys. Boobies is like an elegant word. It's aristocratic. Well, titties is like, I don't know, vulgar. If I just come to your house, how will you meet me at the door? I don't know. How do you want me to? You be creative. Men like creativity. And he asks, are your boobs big? And Decoy says 32B. And, you already asked. You know the size. And he knows, the on paper size. He obviously has no clue what that actually entails. If you cupped your hand over them, could you get your whole hand over them? Decoy's like, I just tried doing that. It's funny you asked. Oh, like yesterday, whatever. Do your fingertips touch your chest when your hand is over your boobies? So like palm on nipple, do your fingers hit your sternum? Is that how? I don't think he's well aware of like anything. It would be easier to see you and show you, like on cam. But that's cool. Like when you cup your hand over your boob with you palm in the middle of your nipples, does your finger touch your rib cage? So like the sternum, like the center part of the rib cage, right? No. What? Not quite, lol. I had to try. That means a nice cup size. Here is another thing. with your shirt off, could you lick your nipples? I don't think so. We can try when you get here. Could you try right now, please? I'd feel kind of goofy doing that. LOL. I mean, it's one thing when you're here, but by myself. That's such an odd unit of measure. Can you get your mouth to the nipple? He's once the decoy started talking about it, he opened right up. He was very tiptoe-ish earlier, but it's like, dude, I he's so. Part of me thinks he's done this before, just by the nature of everything, but also with how like amateurish and rookie level his chat log is. And like you don't have a better you don't know boob size and you're doing this stuff? Like I figured you of all people would know. Ernst says, "Man, I'm scared." I'm scared. Why? I'm not telling anyone. Fucking a minor is a big deal. Couldn't you just lie and tell me you're 18? Decoy says, "I won't tell anyone." He's like, "I won't, duh." Decoy's like, "Well then we're good to go." LOL, are you gonna call? How do I know you won't get mad and turn me in after we fucked? Because you're gonna teach me cool shit, right? So why would I get mad? It's like friends with benefits thing. Make sure your pussy is clean. Like he obviously the temptation is so strong. He would rather close his eyes, fingers in his ears and go la 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 la, than face what he's actually doing. But then his next sentence is, make sure your pussy is clean. Alright, fucking uppercut, but okay. And then, does it smell good? How would she sample that? She's not, is she gonna waft it up like in science class when you gotta waft the test tube scent over to you because you can't hold your nose over it? And it's like, dude, it's gonna smell like the heat off like a fucking PlayStation, alright, dude? God damn. The cleaner and the better the smell, the better my tongue action for you. Ew. I can only stay there a few moments tonight. I have to be in Philly tonight. Oh, I'm not far from there. Rock on. Do you know how to get there? What? What do you mean, do you know how to get there? One, the decoy told you that she just moved here. But also, why does every guy on this show either expect the decoy to just fucking Google Maps level direction them to their house or to their next destination afterwards? And it's like, what the fuck, dude? Are you retarded? Anyways, decoy says, "So what you thinking?" And he says, "Fucking. What you thinking?" Decoy says that would be cool, and then he says, "Why do you want my big dick in you?" Because I think you can teach me, you'll be better than my ex, and it's cool. Then he says, "Rock on." He likes rock on. It's like the 5th time he's used it. And I hate that I use it. Shit, I might need to stop using that. Decoy hits back with the potential several list of charges. "Have you ever been with someone my age?" And he says, "No, that is what is scary. So I get to be special. I love that even more. Aww. Are you going to meet me at the door naked?" Why is that such a request from so many different people? What? Has that worked? Like, '07. That's prime Jehovah Witness time. The amount of times we had people show up, like, "Oh, do you want to talk about anything, who you voting for this election or whatever the fuck?" Like, "Oh, sorry, my parents aren't home, but I'm nude because I'm waiting for my date who's a 30-year-old to show up at my house." Like, what the fuck, dude? Ernie asks if the decoy has a dog, and he would know if he remembered any part of this conversation, because the first message in this chat log from the decoy is how she had to go feed her dog. So he's like, "Oh, I'm afraid of dogs," and the decoy's like, "Oh, I can put her in the garage." And he says, once again, rock on. Now it's just some really stupid fucking flirting, and he says, "Don't fall in love. Hoping to not get caught. What are you looking for?" Decoy's like, whatever you're gonna teach me, you know. Are you a white girl? Dude, how many pictures do you have of the decoy? You know. The decoy said, like, she has, like, a bunch of pictures. He then says, you need to learn if you're going to talk with people like this. I will show you. And be careful of some of the freaks out there. Please. Ernie. That's you. That is you. You are that freak. I mean, this is like the first time I ever thought of this. But you're just so nice, you know? God, imagine having to be like the PJ member just buttering the dudes up no matter how much of an asshole they were to you in the chat. And they think they just got game. But they're just fucking assholes. So at 6:14 in '02, Ernie sends his last message, which is bye. So he mentioned like, oh, my friend just got here, I'm going. But it's like, that's, you know, he was hopping in his Chevy and racing here. Way to go, bud. But that's all I got for Ernest Timmons here. We obviously don't know much about him. I mean, he passed away so long ago. Did he pass away before the episode even aired? I don't know. I'm not going to check that because no one's going to be at this point. But if you did somehow make it this far, thank you. I appreciate, you watching. Hope you enjoyed and all that. That's about all I got. And yeah, I guess rock on, guys. I don't really know how to end this one. But if you made it this far, rock on.